Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents, a retro episode, if you will, because we got Jemani and Chris and Stacy and Kim as we are going back to 1995 when I still had hair, and we shall be discussing the eternal classic Seven, starring Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, a young old Morgan Freeman. He's
been old forever,
dude.
I'm about to say he is not.
Morgan Freeman was old when I was a child watching him on Electric Company. Okay,
Electric Company.
I was like, man,
He was old in glory, man. Okay,
I mean, he was that dude. He's always been that dude.
He played the same character he played 30 years ago, and he still looked the same. Like he just
same voice, same temperament.
Remake all that stuff.
Did he marry his granddaughter?
He married his step granddaughter.
Same difference.
Same difference.
No, that's legit. But I thought that was gossip.
Oh no, he did.
Him and Kevin Spacey, man. Damn it. I was gonna say I thought it was just Kevin Spacey. This is Kevin
Spacey.
No, you mean Woody Allen, dude.
18 or 19.
Woody Allen was his
No, I mean
daughter.
Kevin Spacey before the fucking rape allegations. I mean,
but he was free. He was. I mean, he was seen not guilty twice.
So
it don't matter. He did it. He just got away with it.
He did that shit.
He did that shit.
He did that shit. Guilty as fuck. Was that 50?
I love how he waited till he was being prosecuted to be like, "Hey guys, I'm gay."
Yeah, yeah. He's like, he was crying. He's like, I hated that. I had to come out that I'm gay. I'm like, nigga, we knew. Like,
everybody knew. Wait a minute. What about when he was in that Netflix show? And he was married to a wife. We knew he was gay. Come on,
House of Lies. Come on, bro. Like you would live in your life, but it's just like he was like, I didn't molest this grown man. I'm gay. I was like, that's not okay. The gay people were mad as fuck too, man. They did not appreciate that. We are getting off track.
Exactly.
Oh wait, you're recording still.
That's that was House of Cards. The House of Lies. That was
House of Cards. Sorry, House of Lies was with Don Cheadle. All right, come on. Let's talk about the movies. Stacy, since you're gonna be here with this one, what did you think of said movie?
It was riveting. I thought Brad Pitt was absolutely great. He was gorgeous. I loved the whole show. Yeah.
All right. All right, Chris, what did you think of said movie?
Oh, it was amazing and riveting. Actually rewatching it, was like a lot of other stuff I didn't pick up second time around. So I'm glad I watched it, especially after even just rewatching Contagion a few months ago, because there's a little Easter egg stuff from Seven that they put in Contagion and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, it's iconic, typical 90s film. Love it though. Love it. So
Jemani.
I thought it was good. Slow at times, and then like it picked up, and the pacing was very, it switched, it traversed in and out from time to time. But then it paid off in the end. I think I give it 8 out of 10.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Kim.
Chris, I like your sweatshirt. Let me just say that. I raised my kids in PG County. Absolutely. Okay, anyway.
I see the bottom.
Yes.
Merlin?
Merlin. That's how they said it. That's how they say it here.
When I first moved there, I used to call it Maryland, and everybody was like,
Merlin. You say that. Merlin.
It's Merlin. Okay.
Yep.
Anywho. Okay. So no, I loved it. This is the thing that got me. This movie is still riveting. When I say that I could feel it in my chest, like the excitement when they got to the scene behind me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh my God. It came out in 95. This is 2022. And I still feel that is the sign of a good movie. It did have its ups and downs, like its dips and slowness and up, but I felt like that was deliberate. Like the director wanted that. He wanted kind of the calm before the storm, right? And I thought that we saw Kevin Spacey for the least amount of time when it came to everyone in the cast, and he was brilliant.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal. This man is a true actor. He's a piece of shit guy, but he in real life, but his acting superb. Like you have to say that about him. He did a phenomenal job in this. All of them were good. Brad Pitt, oh my God, sexy as hell. Acting, not that great. Sexy, absolutely. Okay, absolutely. The short hair, I prefer him with the long hair, but short hair is cool. And then we know that Morgan Freeman, phenomenal actor. I've never seen Morgan Freeman in anything I didn't like. Even when he played God twice, I was like, you know what? I believe he's God. I believe it, you know, he's so good at it, right? He's a good actor. So anyway, I enjoyed this movie. I was so happy that we were gonna rewatch it. So yeah, I would give it a 10. If we were doing like 1 to 10, it's a 10 for me.
Absolutely. It does stand the test of time. And
Yes.
and I totally agree. This movie stands the test of time. Like even it could be redone today.
No,
Almost.
no.
They should never redo it. They should
No.
never.
No, it
If
should.
they
should be.
touch this,
Just keep
I
showing
will
this.
lose
Okay,
my
let me
shit.
Don't touch it.
okay, let me try it. Okay.
Remaster it. That's what you mean.
No.
Remaster.
No,
If it
like
came
if
out today,
it came. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
If it came out today,
we just
if
say
it came out today with obvious technology changes, like
Right.
because all that shit could have been done with Google. But like a good part of this
Exactly.
movie could have been handled with Google in about 10 minutes.
Right.
It would be a masterpiece, and it would, and minus Kevin Spacey's issues, like it would they could have find another actor, but like it would be an awesome movie. Like I was like this is a story, right? And I was blown away because even watching it again, I was like, oh shit! I was like, what's in the box? Like, is this so many great lines?
Yes.
What's in the,
yes.
what's in the box?
Can I bring up the counter argument? Because
Please.
it seems like all of you guys saw it roughly around the time that it came out, and I saw it maybe a while after it came out.
Roughly a while.
Like I'm saying, maybe 10 years after it came out.
Okay, all right.
Oh, okay.
Same here. I was like, what, 10 when this movie came out. So I definitely wasn't watching it then. I didn't watch it till like the 2000s when I finally saw 7.
Yeah.
So.
And I would
I would
say,
like to say I saw it when it actually came out. I'm old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was watching Ninja Turtles in 95, all right?
I was-
So
but
So were my kids, Chris. So were my kids.
but Jamani, you were saying as you saw it.
I saw what do you call it? The Negotiator. What is it?
American
American Beauty.
The
American
movie was
Beauty.
Kevin Spacey
Sorry.
won the Oscar.
American Beauty.
American Beauty, yeah.
Yeah.
Usual Suspects and stuff before I saw this movie. So it was like, yeah, I kind of saw him as that character already. You know what I mean? Like I'd seen him refine that specific type of acting or behavior, so to say. So it was like watching him like kind of like getting his feet wet or, you know, starting to get into that. And, you know, seeing Morgan Freeman, I've seen Kiss the Girls and, or, you know, all of him kind of playing that FBI kind of detective thing in all the movies he did after that. So it was like, now I'm watching these guys basically go through like elementary school, so to say, with the characters that they wind up developing into like more iconic characters. So it was like, it kind of was more of a downshift for me than or origin story, as opposed to it being, you know, something that stands alone, like how you guys would have it if you saw it when it came out or saw it before you saw all those other movies that I mentioned.
Yeah, and that's an interesting perspective, right? Because you see, especially Kevin Spacey, because I didn't know who the fuck Kevin Spacey was when I saw this movie. I mean, it was just a guy who killed a whole bunch of people. So, and I was like, was his name even in the credits? Like, I was like, because I was like, who is this dude? But like it's like he blew up. I felt, and Chris and I talked about this. We felt like this movie set a standard for like a murderer with a message. Like that kind of genre. Like when I look at Saw, to me that like it kind of, I feel it got that kind of thought process from 7 of someone who's like doing these crazy intricate like deaths was for a message. They're trying to say something, and I feel like that did it when we watched the Batman I was like,
Yeah.
this is Seven with fucking Bruce Wayne in it. I was like, I've seen this movie before.
This was
And-
only Kevin Spacey's third movie. His first one was American Beauty. His second one was Usual Suspects, and his
Oh.
third was Seven. And all three of those were done in 1995. He did 3
Wow.
movies.
He was
Wow.
busy.
he was working. He was working. Things that
Wait,
I-
I thought American Beauty came out in like '99.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
yeah.
Okay, so he
Oh.
did Usual Suspects in 7 in 95,
Wow.
and then
okay.
American Beauty was in 1999. My bad.
Wow.
You're right.
No, that's all good. That's still
Still iconic. Still, both of those films. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then the storyline, when you look at Somerset and Mills, like how they changed each other, like I thought was awesome, because Somerset, he's at the end of his career. He's a pessimist. He's like, fuck this city. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing else to fight for.
What city was this?
They never said.
Because it was
Chicago.
always raining. I'm like, is
It was
this
Chicago.
I felt it was Chicago.
It was
Did it-
Chicago.
Did they name it somewhere?
I believe they actually said Chicago.
All right.
I think that the police chief.
Is it Chicago? There was a desert though. You sure? At the end, we were in a desert.
Yeah, they're in the middle of the fucking desert.
I don't know,
thought-
Kim.
I
you,
thought- I thought
I
it was
would-
New York. I thought it was New York City because she said upper state. She was
Well,
like,
if it's New York, well,
it
yeah,
ain't no desert. There ain't no New York.
but there's
there
no
either.
deserts in New York City.
so. And
Unless
now
you're talking about the state, New York State, somewhere
No,
else.
there's
Yeah,
no
like, that's what I'm
deserts
saying,
in
like,
New York State.
So I like where with those
I'm
towers.
thinking-
I was like, where the fuck those towers?
You're probably in Washington somewhere.
Let's just be safe, say Arizona. There you go.
California.
Arizona. This is
It
like-
rained too much.
Huh?
Oh
I
yeah,
said
that's,
it rained too much.
It did. It was a lot of water. It was a lot of
who
water.
knows?
Yeah, for it
I-
to be a
but-
desert, it was too much raining, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It was looking like it was a fictional city. I think it was on purpose that they didn't name the city so it could be
Right.
anywhere. I mean, like
Yeah,
and I thought that was cool, but like Somerset Mills helped Somerset believe again, because he was like, I'm not leaving, like I'm gonna be here for him, right? Like, and it was like, and in the end, like somehow he found hope in his hope,
Mhm.
and I thought that was cool. And then like
they kind of helped in a weird way. They kind of saw each other's perspective, and that's what I liked about it too. Unfortunately, with Brad Pitt, because Brad Pitt was was a polar opposite. He saw the good in the world, and he says like, "Oh no, people aren't just killing. If you just have to kill people or whatnot, like no, you're just crazy." And it's like, no, you can't just say they're just crazy. It's like, no, they're crazy because that's not. People don't just do that. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, it took Kevin Spacey to kind of be like, nah, like not everything's rainbows, yeah. So
But he
especially
was
that
crazy.
quote at the very end with the Ernest Hemingway quote that
Yeah,
Morgan Freeman
yeah.
quoted, which I thought was interesting that they had to add at the end because they were, I guess, the production team did not like the ending, so they had to like kind of lift it up a little bit, so as a compromise. Yeah. Oh yeah, and the movie was about to be NC-17, but they had it. But like that, they had the head in the original version. Gwyneth Paltrow's head is in the box, and you do see it.
Oh,
But they took it out because they said it was going to be NC-17. But they used to, and then the reason why I said the contagion things because that head was like still left in limbo, like the prosthetic head that they had. They used it in the movie Contagion.
oh,
And when
really?
she died, when Gwyneth
Yeah,
Paltrow
yeah.
died on that
Yeah,
gurney,
yeah.
her head, that was the head that they were using that they had for 7.
Hilarious.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So little random fact or whatever. But yeah, they had to cut out the fact that Gwyneth Paltrow's head was in there because they said it was borderline NC-17 back then. I'm like, really? Nowadays that's like nothing. Right.
Well,
You know what I
again,
mean?
Saw took that shit to a whole new level.
They did.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I guess, yeah. Saw and Hostel,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's like,
I
wait,
think-
you could do that in rated R movies? What? It was like, yeah.
But I think this movie.
The part behind me is filmed in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
All the other scenes are, the guy who wrote this movie is from New York. So he wanted the show to reflect New York. So that's why when Gwyneth Paltrow was talking about we used to live upstate,
Yeah.
she's talking about New York, but they never said New York because he didn't want it to be a specific place because of the scene behind him. So that is in Los Angeles.
or just all the mad murders. I mean, who wants to live in a city where it's like somebody get both their eyes gouged out after being robbed? He's like, that happened down the street. I thought the bar scene, to your point of them seeing each other, was the most telling. When like Brad Pitt is like, you're not quitting because you believe these things. You want to believe these things because you're quitting. And he was like, yeah. He's like, I can't. He's like, I don't believe you. Like, I do believe. But he said, I can't believe it, because he's out there. He's still trying to fight. Like, he's still trying to do the right thing. So he's like, I can't believe you. And I thought that was really telling for them. And then when they were doing the whole nipple thing, I thought that shit was hilarious. Like, they're bonding, like they were become friends before it all goes to shit.
Yeah.
That's the part you remembered. That was the big thing. That
Oh, I was like, what?
was the whole like.
I was wondering why they were shaving themselves. But,
Yeah, for the mic. Yeah.
For the mic. But the one thing that I did think that was kind of strange was when Gwyneth, her name was Tracy, when she called Somerset
Yep.
and was like, I need to talk to you.
Yep.
And I was like, you have a
it's
family.
highly inappropriate.
Huh?
It's highly inappropriate.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, one, this is his. They are co-workers, right?
Yeah.
They're not even friends at this point, right? Not yet. But so I was like, what are you doing? Like, you had dinner with this guy one time, and now you feel like you can talk to him about your life, that you're not happy and you're pregnant and your husband doesn't get it. And I was like, that's weird. But I understood why they did it.
She had no friends. As you said,
it was because it was.
I forgot how much long distance was back then. Maybe she couldn't call her friends.
Yeah, she couldn't afford.
I'm about to say that's a click call. You know how much?
Just call it, FaceTime your friends whenever you want to, right?
I mean, you could just call your friends. They're upstate. You could still call them, right? So I thought that was odd, but I think it was to show that Somerset was getting close to them, right? Because he agreed to meet with her, and so it was like. So once she died,
she was pregnant. So when she died,
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It was more so for the emotion of it, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, but I thought it was just weird. Like I didn't see.
Okay.
I thought it was weird. I thought that part was just odd.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
Mhm.
No, you're right. Absolutely. When I watching it again as a grown person, married and everything, I was like, what the fuck?
Ain't no
Like,
way.
let me tell you what better not happen. Is my coworker to be like, hey bro, why are you late? I was having breakfast with who? Your wife.
your wife.
The heck?
Like that's a fight. Like that's a fight right there. Now I got to. I don't want to.
I was like, I don't care if you old enough to be my grandpa. You ain't just meeting my wife.
My
You know what
wife?
I mean? Yeah, come on, man.
You saw his face when he said, yo, man, my wife wants to talk to you. What did my wife say to you? Oh,
Exactly.
She invited me over for dinner. And he was like, what the fuck? What?
Yo, if you know what, Brad Pitt probably thinking like, yo, I'm Brad Pitt. Look at me.
I
I got nothing to worry about.
I got no
All right,
worries.
go ahead. Yeah. Talk to my wife. Matter of fact, spend the night. Like
But
he was so sure that nothing ain't gonna happen because I'm Brad Pitt in the 90s. Okay, I just did interview.
Hey, you
the
Brad
fucking
Pitt
vampire.
now. Brad Pitt is still gorgeous. Like
Yeah.
he still looks
Because
great.
this came right after Interview with the Vampire, right? So everybody was like, "Oh my God, Brad Pitt looks gorgeous." Tom Cruise, who? Like Brad, you know what I mean? Like,
Brad Pitt is not. He has been gorgeous since with Thelma and Louise.
Oh, I said Thelma and Louise. Thelma
And
and
then
Louise.
he's never not looked good. And I remember when they said he had like a smelling
Well,
problem.
in real life,
Baby
he's
stuff.
not that. Yeah.
He's
a
cute.
smelling problem?
Yeah, he didn't take baths a lot. He would be on set and
It'd be
he would stink
natural.
up the whole set because
Yeah.
he should be natural.
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, that's
Matthew
like
McConaughey.
Ashton Kutcher said.
Ashton
Ashton
Kutcher.
Kutcher and Mila Kunis said something.
Yeah, they're like that too. They bathe their kids like once a week. What the?
Yeah, something like that. If they're lucky, they said.
Like
They
the
said
Amish.
Like the Amish. He said like the Amish. We are getting off track. So with
Let me ask you: did Gwyneth Paltrow get better with movies? I know we said about Morgan Freeman and Kevin Spacey, but Gwyneth Paltrow, did she get better? Or she just kind of flatlined? Because no offense, I think she
She
kind of
was not a good
flatlined.
actress. She's
No.
not a good
Yeah.
actress.
I mean,
Her
even
mom-
at Pepper Potts, I'm like, I was like, yeah, she's all right. as
She
Pepper
was
Potts.
okay in Iron Man, but her mom is the best. Her mom is a really great
Yeah,
actress.
her mom's good. Yeah.
Yes.
Who's her mother?
Daphne Paltrow. Is her name? I think that's
Yeah,
her.
she actually played her mom in like one of the early films, I think.
Yeah,
right?
she did.
2000?
Yeah.
So in this movie, what we thought I thought was kind of interesting was that they never actually showed you any of the murders. The only person you saw die on camera was
Tim.
actually John Doe.
Yep.
like all the others were already done. It was all talking and innuendo, like of how bad the thing was. Even the sloth victim, you heard the fact that he was strapped to a bed for a year, and that if you put a flashlight in his eyes right now, he died from shock. Which is kind of ironic because that's exactly what the cop did when he walked up to him. He actually was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And he was fine. Remember? And I was like, "Did y'all remember?" Because I saw it, and I was like, "That don't make no damn sense."
If he did it again, he died.
But
once is okay.
Yeah,
but
once.
twice
Second time,
is
heart
too-
attack, I'm dead.
But twice he's like, "Oh shit!" Also, watching it on my TV in the big screen, I didn't notice that Kevin had his trophies. He has trophies in his house, in his apartment. He had the can of
The
soups
hand.
in the hand, but he also had the stack of books, the bloody
Yeah,
law
he did.
books.
Yep.
And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, and then he had the prostitute one already prepared. As a
That's
kid,
terrible.
I didn't understand that he made that like knife fucking dildo like strap on thing.
I
was
didn't
like,
either.
what
I
was
was
looking
like,
at.
I don't remember this.
I don't remember that part either. I'm like, oh, now I understand the whole NC-17 fear. Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
And that guy, the guy that we just saw him in American
Yep.
American
When
Chick.
he was in that blanket, he was. I was like,
He
this.
was old back then too, though.
He was
He
old,
did.
right? Did he look
He
old?
did. He did.
He did his job though, because
Yes.
I would have been shaking the same way. He was
Yes.
so good. He was so good. Oh, and her mother's name is Bly Danner. That is Gwyneth Paltrow's mother's name. Yeah. But anyway,
You know what? What you said was like kind of interesting with the part about the fact that they didn't show any of the murders. What was so great about the fact that they didn't show any of the murders is that anytime they get called to the murder scene, that's where it made it suspenseful, because like especially when they went to the gluttony's dude's house.
Yeah.
Like
Ugh.
they see all this horrible stuff in
So
the
that
house, and it's like
happened in 12 hours.
it was, yeah. And it was like just a slow reveal. It was like more of like, what are they going to find? That was the fear. It was like they're in this house and they go into one room and they see like stuff on the floor. It was like, for me, it was like suspenseful in the sense of like, what is it they're going to, like, how bad is it? How bad is it?
Yeah.
Oh, there's sloth on there, but what's underneath the covers here? Like all
and
kinds
the
of stuff.
lighting, all the
Yeah.
lighting was like on point. Like some of the apartments had more lights than the others. And
But let's be real. There's some bullshit moments. I love this movie, but there was some straight up bullshit. I'm like, Morgan Freeman good, but he ain't that good. All right. Like, how does nigga know? Like, he found like one little thing on the ground. He knew, oh, let me move this couch here.
Yeah, that was that bullshit.
Wait, there's a note. And another bullshit with the whole thing with the painting. Talking to
that was that
the
bullshit.
woman. And I'm like, oh, the painting's upside down. Huh. Oh, hold on. Here's my brush. I'm like, bruh, come on, nigga.
Stop
Come
it.
on.
Stop
Come
it.
on. I mean,
Stop
but
it.
luckily everything else was so good. I was like, I can look past it.
Let
know what I mean?
Let me tell you another one. When wife got put into protective custody, you hear her crying, "I need a phone. I can't call anyone. You can't treat someone like this." When she's being interviewed, there's a phone right there next to her bed. I was like,
shit.
damn it.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, and I was thinking, wouldn't John Doe like fail if that woman who basically or AKA Jigsaw with the whole like, make a choice. You got pills in your left hand, or then you can end it right now. Or what if she did call? If she called, right? Like that means he just failed. Like at that point, he's like, well, fuck the other sins. I guess I'm done.
no.
Like she would have been like,
it was symbolic. He didn't give her a choice. It was symbolic. He killed her, cut off her nose, and then put that shit in her hand. Like he didn't give her a choice. Yeah.
oh, there wasn't an actual choice. Okay.
Yeah. It was just.
Oh, it wasn't really okay.
That's what I'm saying. He just stopped the body. Jemima, what is one thing you remember from this movie that you were like takeaway besides the box? Because we like the box, but yeah, any big takeaways from this movie?
I guess basically the whole relationship between
Mills and Somerset.
Yeah, like I saw it as like, I guess like a refinement of like the Lethal Weapon, like two total opposites in every way, and they basically come together and become actual partners through work or through working through a case. I guess like they kind of refined that, I don't know, like storytelling method, and I think that young, old, black, white, disenchanted, optimistic, everything, yeah, it just the polar opposites, basically coming together to kind of see things in the other person's point of view. I think that worked over time. I'm like the Gwyneth Paltrow character. I'm like, I don't know how sympathetic she would have been if she wasn't pregnant.
But that did kind of take it over the top, especially with Mills, because he didn't know, right? So that did kind of put. I like the blink. I like just the boop, but his little at face. He was like, I'm emptying my clip into this dude, and I was like, that shit was hilarious. I was like, but again, overreacting, but it was still good.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
What's in the box? He was like, oh God. I was like, stop it.
Well, that was bad. Like his acting with that, and then the way that he was like,
I liked it.
I liked it too.
His face
I
out,
liked
and then he was like, I didn't.
And he stopped, and he turned around, and he turned back, and then he shot. I was like, yeah.
I thought it was more
that.
so his face was
Yeah.
bad acting, not really what he was saying. Yeah, it was his face. Yeah.
I mean, if you just found your wife's head in a box,
I was gonna say, yeah. Are you?
gonna have an ugly
Are you going
face.
to have a straight normal reaction?
You're gonna be like,
I'm
oh,
sad.
really? Oh, I guess maybe I should kill him.
Oh
Maybe
man,
I
let
should-
me just I'm just going to shoot you. Like, no, your face is gonna look all kinds of crazy. Like if you
Right,
find out,
that's
like,
true.
like
That's
your
true.
love,
It just
like,
that it just
It-
looked really
he-
weird. It was a
It looked weird. He did
no,
look
no.
weird.
Your problem is, Kim, is that the guy was so hot that to see him to make a face like that, he was like, "Ooh, Brad, that's not very attractive." That's what it was. That's
what it was. That's what it was.
I want a sequel with Matthew McConaughey.
No.
No, I'm saying I want
So it
to
was
see.
called
I want to
Eight?
see A Time to Kill where he's defending Brad Pitt. Now close your eyes
Okay.
and
Okay.
imagine the
Okay.
man who just killed your pregnant wife.
Yeah. That would, you know what? No, that's a good one, because you always wonder what happened. Like, what happened? Did he get life? Did he go to an insane asylum? Did he get acquitted? Like, that's a real thing, because you care about this man, because you're like, you saw his fall, like how he got here, right? And then
Brad Pitt. I don't think he got. No, they the line they said was, it was a little ominous, but they made it seem like there was it's like, oh, we'll take care of him, and they said whatever he needs. I don't know. I was under the impression like they were going to take care of their own. You know what I mean? And that just kind of get swept on the road.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes,
I agree.
it was
But
the
for one, they do that
90s.
all the time. For
Yeah,
one, that
I don't
happens.
think. Yeah, definitely.
David,
I don't.
I
think
have
that he
4
was gonna
family
get
members that are
touched.
police officers. There are stories that you just would not believe that you would wish that was on the news, but it does not hit the news because they make sure it does not hit ABC and CBS. I'm just saying this
all right,
would have
all
been
right.
one of them. I guarantee you.
all right.
This
all
would
right,
have been
all
one
right.
of them. You know,
But
what I mean?
to- but to-
especially if you find out a fellow officer's decapitated head was in a box with his unborn child.
Yep.
They would be like, "Oh, you know what? I ain't see shit. Oh, this guy was running away.
That's
He
completely
shot him."
covered.
Yep,
That is
I would've-
completely covered.
And to be honest, if I was a cop, I would have probably said the same story too. I mean, yes, Kevin
Yep.
Spacey still kind of won. I mean, but still, like,
I
You know
know,
what I mean?
to Jamani's point, that would have been an awesome sequel. That would have been awesome. See, just if they went to trial and everything, that kind of would have been pretty cool, because that's a compelling story, and it would
all the
be,
cops be like, "I ain't see nothing. I ain't
I
see
ain't
Is
nothing."
Jack's gonna be defending him? 'Cause-
he going to jail. Jack's be like, as a black. Oh, never mind. I thought I thought Morgan Freeman was the client. Never mind. I can't defend. I don't defend white men. I'm sorry. I don't. That's against my morals. But
Morgan Freeman in that time, I realized at that time of him making movies, he was always the guy of morals, right? Right around the same time
Always
he
the
did.
guy of
he-
reason, too.
Yeah, Shawshank. He did that. in
Shawshank Redemption,
like he
Glory.
did that. Even in Glory, like in
Glory.
Glory, like everything he was telling like the young Denzel, like, yo, like you can't just go off, man. Those white people just kill your ass. Like same deal in like Shawshank. It's like I think this is when everyone started falling in love with Morgan Freeman. Like, yeah, this dude's legit. That's why when they announced that he was playing God and Bruce Almighty, people were like, yep,
of course,
I can see that.
Oh, yeah.
of course.
Yep, people
But
like, yep.
I like what Jamani said, because I didn't think about it. This came after at least Lethal Weapon 1, maybe Lethal Weapon 2. So like it is the same story, but like much more in that father figure role. We look at Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt, right? And but it's the same thing, right? You got the hot shot, like the young detective, white detective trying to do the wild shit. You got the older guy who's like, you run, I walk. We both get there at the same time. Because when they were chasing fucking Kevin Spacey, Morgan Freeman was like, oh man, I'm gonna walk down these stairs. I'm good. Fucking Brad Pitt's like, He's like, we both end up there, right? Which one of us got beat in the head? Not me. So there's that.
Right. And I also, okay, sorry.
Well, no, I like the fact that this killer was human. He could be hurt. Yeah. He fell. He hurt his leg. He hurt, like, he wasn't Jason.
He wasn't Michael Myers.
Or like he wasn't Michael Myers, some crazy shit. Like he got hurt and he was trying to get from point A to point B, right? So to see him limping and stuff like that, like you knew you were dealing with the real man. To Morgan Freeman's point of, if he's the devil himself, that would suffice. But he's just a dude. He is just a dude, and we got to find this dude. Right. I will say. So I thought that was cool too.
And I like the that Brad Pitt, because they made him stand out from Morgan Freeman. Like their ways were opposite, and I thought that was on purpose, right?
Yeah.
And Morgan was always constantly guiding him. Like because basically Brad Pitt is young and he's a hothead, like a true hothead. And so Morgan Freeman is always like, you can't do that. Like when he kicked in the door, he was pissed, and I can't blame him. I would have been pissed too. That dude had him running. He pulled a gun on him. I mean, I would have kicked the door in too. And it was flawless. But I love the fact that Morgan Freeman was like, we can cover this, right? And then he had the young.
He played the crackhead.
Yeah, they had the crackhead, and I was
of
like,
course she was black.
Of course. Well, that was important. It was important. That was Brad Pitt that came up with that idea.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan Freeman was the one who would be like, I got the FBI and we can go
through
library records.
Imagine how pissed y'all would be though if it was Morgan Freeman was the one that paid off the crackhead. Be like, of course he would know black crackheads. Like, you know what I mean? I think we would be even more. Let's admit we'd be more pissed if it was Morgan Freeman that knew all crackheads on the block. You know what I mean?
I wasn't mad about
it. Tell Auntie I said, hey, like, you know what I mean? Like, nah, like, come on, like let's.
Did they pay the other guy $50 to Google some shit?
Yes.
Okay.
But he went to the FBI database and he got the information about how they track certain people who read certain books. Like if you get like the Mein Kampf,
like
if you get that out of the library, and I didn't know that. I had no idea that was a real thing. Like that.
Never mind.
So it's interesting. It's interesting.
See, are you telling secrets here?
Not on the internet.
They used to have that for Blockbuster too, I thought.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
If you checked out certain type of movies, then they would like look at your movie list. I think like really? I don't know about the government, but I think maybe Blockbuster.
No, certain websites that gets flagged or whatnot. They're like, okay, who viewed this?
Well, that I know. Like if it's like pouring up kids or something like that. But at this time in 1995, I wasn't.
What about Amazon?
If you're shopping for certain things, so your keyword searches get logged. But like, so the modern version,
that's true. Yeah,
the modern version would be that. Huh? Oh, Stacey. No.
Wait, what she said?
She's like, oh shit.
I missed it.
She be looking
about
at some
what?
Shit. They're gonna be tracking her.
Oh, because she. Okay.
Stacey's an explorer.
Yeah, that was dated. Oh, you know what made me realize? You know the one thing that kind of made me remember that it was like old school 90s was when he was like when Brad Pitt was trying to think of Canterbury Tales, and this motherfucker got damn Cliff Notes.
The Cliff Notes. Yeah.
I was like, bruh. When I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, this is some old 90s. That joint too.
I mean, no, I'm sorry. What about the dot matrix?
The printer?
Oh, yeah. But the fact that he went to a legit but again, how did y'all start? Fucking Brad Pitt sitting up there, he's like, just because a motherfucker got a library card, don't make him fucking Yoda. And he was like, library card. Let's go. It was like, look here, FBI, go through the fucking library records. And even Brad Pitt, when they showed up to Kevin Spacey's door, he was like, getting names from a computer. What kind of crazy shit is that? I was fast forward. He's like, that's what I got my phone for, motherfucker. He's like, look. And then he went to the library He Xeroxed those pages,
Yep.
folded them into a letter, and then put it on his desk. That's called Google and texting. I would have been
Yes.
like, boop-a-doop.
Yes.
Terry would have did that in 10 minutes sitting right next to me. Hey, David. say
I
what
used
you
to do
said.
that. That's that type of stuff.
No, what I
was
gotta
like-
call out is this movie came out in 95.
Uh-huh.
A few months ago, I watched The Net, which came out
Oh.
in 95,
Oh,
right?
damn it.
And these movies are, even though they came out in that year, they are twisting history to make computers do stuff they could not do in 1995.
You think that's crazy? Rewatch Enemy of the State. You'd be like,
Yo,
really?
stop
Like,
it.
bro, watch Will Smith and be like you're like, what? It's like,
Bro, stop.
yeah.
It ain't that good. But no, but I like, so like those kind of history, like said in the moment, like at the time it made sense. At that time you go to the library, you look up stuff like the Cliff Notes, and it then to show you the different men. Morgan Freeman, he goes to the library, he reads, he's a literate man, right? Fucking Brad Pitt
Riggs.
is like,
That AKA Riggs.
but Riggs, he's like, I can't understand these big words. Go, hey, cop, go find me some Cliff Notes so I can read this shit. And he's like, he was so embarrassed. He had to put a thing when Morgan Freeman wasn't looking. That's when he put it in his desk. He was like, and he tried to throw out a couple of big words. And Morgan Freeman was like, you read that? He was like, parts. He's like, I'm sorry, Daddy. I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on, Daddy. Explain to me. Please be my black daddy and help me do this.
You know what? I just realized something. Morgan Freeman. This movie shouldn't have come out today, because I'm gonna tell you this. Morgan Freeman would have been canceled, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, it was a whole lot going on. It was some
The scene-
F-bombs. It was
Well, not even
whole
just that.
R-bombs.
The scene with Gwyneth Paltrow, when him was like, he told Gwyneth Paltrow, was like, oh, I wore my wife down into getting an abortion.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh. I was like, even though that actually does real life happen or whatever, like nowadays we're like, oh, my body, my choice will be all in the comment section. This is like, it's just, I was like, damn.
Well, to that point, the way Brad Pitt quieted his wife when he asked her, when Morgan Freeman asked her, how do you feel about moving to the city? And she went, he was like, yeah, and we just have to adjust. Sit here, dutiful wife, and do what I say when I say it. She's like, would you like to have some food? I was like, this Nancy? I was like, oh shit, we watching Tyler Perry, some shit. She was like, I gotta be in the kitchen like you a teacher, girl. What are we doing? And she's like, but
the character's personality says that he's that kind of guy, right? Like he's in control of his household. You can tell that. He's a hothead, and he's out of control, basically, right? Mm-hmm. But he has to control something. So it's gonna be his household, right? Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, there's people who live like that every day. It's not a good thing, but they do, right?
Yeah.
With the husband, but I think control. Yeah.
Two timing, and also he said, Morgan, when he showed up to the door, Morgan Freeman said, "Hey, Brad Pitt, put that silver tongue to work. Like, talk your way to the thing." He's like, "Have you been talking to my wife?" Yeah, actually. Like we had breakfast. Then later on, during the nipple thing, he's like, we keep on spending time together. I'm gonna have to tell my wife. And I was like, that's not gonna work out for you. And then when she left the messages, hey, your wife keeps on calling. Mm-hmm. I'm not. And then fucking Kevin Spacey walks in, and you don't know until you know that she was dead after that. Like, when you watch it again, you're like, oh fuck, like, damn it.
Yeah. That really got me.
Right?
That got me. Yeah.
He was like, I'll call her later. But like when you first see him, he walks in and he's like, detective. Detective.
Bloody. Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. And then he's in the back, like you think, oh, they got him. And he's like, no, bitch, I got you. Like,
yeah.
like
I came voluntarily. Like it was like the Rorschach scene in Watchmen. It was like, no, you're trapped here with me.
Like, he was like, what evidence were you exactly going to use? Were you just toying with me, letting these people die?
Well, we found your apartment. We found you, didn't we? He's like, yeah, and I busted your face.
Your fucking head, right? He was like, fuck you. Dude, I mean, he was in complete control. Like he was, he's like, I don't want to miss anything.
He was in control up until the last scene, right? I mean, basically, like when Morgan Freeman
the whole time.
He opened the box, and then Morgan Freeman was like, oh my, like what I wanted to know was what was going through Morgan Freeman's head. Like he was just it was like he was like, oh my God, like what am I gonna do now? Like he knows he's a cop, right? So he knows how to deal with this situation probably all day, every day, right? But this particular, he knows this woman. This is his partner's wife.
He's probably thinking.
What? Oh my God, yeah. And he knew.
He's probably like, damn, I ain't even get to hit that yet. I was like, damn.
Okay.
Anywho,
He's
like,
Chris.
yo.
Chris.
Her question, I'm telling you, when they were sitting down, she's like, it's like, were you ever married? It's like you're not married. And it's like, I'm surprised that you're not married. Like, I'm like,
She wasn't flirting. She was just being nice.
She
Stop
hitting
it,
on this
stop,
grandpa
stop,
right quick.
stop.
Like, when Kim just said she was thinking of what Morgan Freeman was thinking, I just flashed back to that. I can't remember the name of it, but that Denzel movie that came out last year on HBO Max with
That horrible movie.
Yeah,
Well,
when
he
he
was
was
the
in the
sheriff.
desert and with the guy from what is it?
Morbius?
Not iRobot, but
Rami
thing.
Malek.
Yeah, Rami Malek or whatever. When he hits the guy on the
Jared,
head.
Jared Leto was in that, wasn't he?
Yeah, Morbius.
Yeah, when he hits Jared Leto on the head or whatever in the desert, because he gets so angry with him.
Terrible movie. Terrible.
Were they trying to redo this one?
It had a lot of elements in that desert scene of like we're out here to find something.
Oh.
And but there was nothing to find. And then he killed him because he thought that he wasn't telling him and he was just giving him a goose chase, which it really was.
Mm-hmm.
But in this, it actually, in 7, there was actually
it was real. Yeah.
He was there.
Yeah.
I was, and then he was cutting out his finger. I mean, he was like, he's been shaving off his fingerprints for months.
Oh, he could just gone to Men in Black.
But they couldn't.
It
was not.
What was I saying?
I was like, they couldn't test the blood, but then it was 95, so maybe not.
Maybe not.
No, but they said it. They said that the blood on his hands, that it had the prostitute, I believe, and it had Gwyneth Paltrow.
No. Oh, no.
I'm saying when they were dusting for fingerprints, it didn't have like little blood prints everywhere.
Yeah, but even if they did though, Stacey, they would have to. He would already have to be in the database, and you're not going to be in the database unless you already committed a crime.
When they dusted for the fingerprints, remember he used the guy.
No, at the house. He's talking about his apartment.
No, I'm talking about at his house.
Yeah.
When they dusted the house and they didn't find any prints.
Okay. Yeah.
Seeing all those notebooks, I was like, that's the 90s. Like that's the like.
Yeah,
I
still have a ton of those.
We had those notebooks. It was like I was like, that's
me
90s,
too.
dude. I was
Write
like,
your feelings in them.
Yeah, right. They were like, I was like, this the small print and shit. I was like, this is the time frame. I watched it in the theater with a hamburger that we snuck in. Like my mom like pulled him out the purse. It was like,
are we admitting to crimes then?
I was like,
hey, let me tell you, me and my kids, we went to movies every Sunday and every holiday. I've snuck in a lot of food.
That purse be this big. Yeah,
we went to CVS. We got our drinks. We got our snacks. We got our candy. I had the purse. I
love wintertime.
My purse.
I love wintertime because wintertime, I'm like, oh, I get to wear a big jacket.
That's it.
More pockets.
That's it, Chris. That's it.
Put a cheeseburger in here. Put a soda right here.
I want to say that I kind of jealous of all of you guys for being able to do that. I grew up in New York.
So did I.
And you're from New York, so you should know this story, right? And the movie theater that I went to as growing up as a kid is in Queens, right?
Okay.
When Juice came out, they shot that movie theater up, and it was to the point where it was like going to the airport when you go to the movie theater.
Wow.
So, like they even like kind of like have a parody of it in the "Killing Me Softly" video with the Fugees, and it was iconic. Like when they opened up a movie theater in Brooklyn, after that, you had like Malik Yoba on the screens as you walk in to buy tickets. Hey, we're all coming together. Like, don't ruin it for everybody. It's a nice movie theater in the neighborhood, and they're just playing for you. So like you couldn't sneak anything in. You guns, outside food. The concession stand was all that there was.
Wow.
Well, okay, let me tell you this. I grew up in the Bronx, okay? And we didn't go to the neighborhood movies. We went to White Plains and went to the movies,
For
okay?
white people?
No, it's just the name of the area. It's
I'm just
called White Plains.
my bad.
But
Okay.
anyway,
Mm,
I will say there were more Caucasian
exactly.
and people that were there. But
Yes,
that
White
was
Plains is Westchester,
yes,
outside of New York City.
that's it. Yes. And so we would go to the movies there, but we did have a movie, like we had a ghetto one. It was called The Circle, and it was in Parkchester in the Bronx. And that was the movie that I went to when I was a child, right? And that one we didn't get shot up or anything like that. And eventually it closed, it turned into an X-rated place, then it opened up again, and that kind of thing. And I saw Caligula there. Yeah, I cut school, went to see Caligula in high school. But anyway, we never had, I growing up did not have the issue that you're talking about, Jamani. So, because I went to different theaters,
She
right?
said she went to the white one. And she was all right.
I did. My
She was
parents were like,
what you don't do? You don't see
Yeah,
people
we
around
went-
young people.
exactly. So my dad would drive us all the way to White Plains, and then we would go to Howard Johnson's, which used to have a restaurant, but and we go to the restaurant after. So that was our thing. And then when I became a teenager, we still would go out there on the bus and stuff. But we went to like the neighborhood one. It was, like I said, The Circle, but we didn't have that issue that you're talking about, because we picked and chose where we went.
Yeah, we had to put everything in the tray and get wanded.
For the movie.
They wand you down. Oh, is that your belt? Okay, no. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, that-
Yo, you should have went to at least like northern Jersey or something like.
yeah,
Right down.
yeah. You could
Like you
have
should have at least done that, Jamani. That's too much, bro. Just for
That's a
movie.
lot. That's a
Damn.
lot.
Too much.
To see a movie? Yeah, that's a lot.
Or go to your local barbershop and just hit up the bootleg man or something. Like like
I used to be the bootleg person.
audition.
Okay, again, are we confessing to
No, we're not. Nope. No.
So back to the
Uh-oh.
movie. The police captain, who I loved from Full Metal Jacket, was still that dude.
Yeah.
And he absolutely killed it. Like he absolutely killed it in this role. The little time he was on camera, he still played that perfect, crusty, like captain who just trying to keep his guys on the street. He's like, this is not even my desk. Click. Sorry, buddy, you cleaning up the Fat Man. What you want me to do? Bye. I was like, I'm pretty sure he ad-libbed half that shit. He was like, I can see him doing it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's played
Kind
like a police chief a number of times. in
Yeah,
a number of different. He's pretty good at it. Yeah.
the authoritarian type police role, like you see him in a
Right.
uniform. Like he's
Yeah.
not the crackhead that Brad Pitt bribed to be like, say that you saw the pot. She said, and the murder happened right over there. He's like, shut the hell up and go get something to eat. That's how you knew she was a crackhead.
Yeah.
Go get some, you eat. I was like, oh damn it. Why you gotta do us like that?
Back-
Anyway,
back
I did like
back
that
in the
part
90s.
because it showed that, and Morgan Freeman went along with it, right? That's not something he would normally do,
Yes.
but he did go along with it. But I thought that was to support. I thought that was to support Brad Pitt, even though he knew Brad Pitt was
in
wrong.
the case, because
It's
like
the
he
case,
said,
yeah.
how are we supposed to justify we got fucking here? I
Right.
can't say the FBI got us here because we're looking at library records. Like, damn it. I was like, which would be internet traffic these days, Stacey. They'd be like your keywords and be like, burp, 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 burp. Like, let's see what's going on in this person's house.
VPN?
Yes, and there you go. Until they get warrants. But
Yeah, because
get to that.
everything we do now is tracked. Everything. Google's tracked. What anything that you do on the internet is tracked. You go on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Everything you type in is just tracked, and it's scary. But that's how it is because we have lunatics running around. So
I
gotta
would be
do it.
upset. Similar to the Batman, what irritated, maybe it could be a generational thing. What irritated me about the Batman was when it became a social media thing. When he was like, "I'm gonna destroy the city, guys." I'm saying if they would make this movie today, like as a new, they released it today. I would be upset that they would try to do some stupid shit like that. That since he's preaching to people, that it would be posted to like Instagram or some shit to be like, "This is the next murder," like hear me, and it wouldn't have the same intimate feel with the murders.
mhm.
They'll just have those internet sleuther crime solving people, like who's
The
gonna
podcast
be
people.
victim. Mhm.
Yeah. Mhm.
I have an idea. I know, even though I just said they should not do a sequel, but if they do a sequel, it should be like 30 years later, right? Morgan Freeman gets a call from Brad Pitt and it's like, we got a copycat. He calls himself 10. This is 10 off of the 10 commandments. like, and he's killing people, right? And then Brad Pitt's like, I don't do it no more. Ever since Tracy died, I'm done from this. I got a new family now. He's like, no, they're asking, this person's asking for you in particular.
Wouldn't
And he's like,
Morgan
not,
Freeman
and
be
then
dead by that time?
Huh?
Like,
They're both
Who's
physically,
not getting
Still
that?
alive, isn't
they're both physically alive, so no.
yeah, they're both alive. They can still do it. They can still do
They
it.
would be retired. So so this is
They're
not turning into
retired.
Top Gun Maverick. Both of them would be retired as fuck. Okay.
No,
like Morgan
would
Freeman
the
should
head.
be like
Morgan-
walking around with a cane somewhere. Because remember, he was on the
Morgan
force
Freeman will be the
37
head.
years.
Morgan Freeman will be the chief who's about to retire for real this time. Like, what I mean?
30
He'd be
plus
like,
years after the movie. No, bro. No.
yeah, but
no.
remember what he said at the end. He was like, look, like he is literally like his main objective now is to fight for the world. You know what I mean?
But that means he
And
would
he
have
could-
to be
Yeah,
on
he'll
the
be
force
using
for
the internet.
67 years. Like,
Yeah.
Huh?
Nah.
Yo, we got people who work. We got people. Me, David,
he's-
know people who be still be working like that. That long.
That's art. He's a private detective. He's a private detective that helps out law
No,
enforcement.
he's a hacker. He's
no,
a
he's a-
hacker.
All right,
and
you know
he
what? Fine,
solves
Brad Pitt.
crimes
Brad Pitt
with the
called
other.
Morgan Freeman.
No,
Morgan Freeman
he has
is
a true
retired.
crime podcast
Okay.
where he solves crimes and he
Stop
uses
it.
the internet.
Stop it.
Yes.
Oh,
What did Brad Pitt?
He would
what
be
does
a
Brad
bureau
Pitt-
chief.
goes-
That's
Brad Pitt's the one that contacts Morgan Freeman. Is like, I know you're at this a living assistance home, but I need your assistance.
he's
One
not
last
dead.
go.
it could be a nursing home.
Damn it. Stop
He's like, hold on, it's Jello. It's time for Jello. You sure? He's like, yeah, I need you.
I did see Brad. I did see Morgan Freeman in Red. It's not looking good for him. Like 1 and 2. Like he died in 2. I was like, damn it. I was like, he's that age. He's that.
Yeah.
But I like where you're going, Chris.
But
I
I
call it
like
10.
that.
We
I
call
like
it
that
10.
idea. I
yeah.
think if he was in a nursing home, right, and
A
he's dealt with the
retirement
guy,
home.
he's dealt with the we know that he has had some sort of interaction with this particular killer, and he has like Alzheimer's, and Brad Pitt is trying to get him to remember certain
Like True Detective?
aspects
Okay.
of his
Oh, that
interaction.
was
so
in
he
True
can get
Detective,
caught.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's legit. Yeah, Jamani. Like
Yeah.
you just did True Detective season
Yeah.
3.
You did. Yep.
Yeah, I think 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, with Mashul Ali.
Yeah.
That's
That's
Yeah.
good though.
Blade.
I mean, yeah,
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I can't
I
wait
like-
to see
I
him
like-
as Blade. I can't wait.
Yeah, okay. So we gotta get that video. All right. So Chris, excellent idea for 10. That is awesome. I would like
I hope they do it. So they won't.
they ain't gonna
They
do that
won't.
shit. But that's
But if they do it, it's on video that you came up with.
that's right. That's
Bro,
right.
I know I'm suing the shit out of them, man. Hell yeah, they better settle. I'm good to settle. Fine. Just give me just a $4 million. I'll take the $4 million.
I'll take it back.
Oh shit, I shouldn't say that out loud. Please cut this part out.
It's
No,
live.
man.
It's on the
You
internet.
went
forever.
back in. You went back in. 1%
I went
on
back
back
in.
in.
Hell.
Bruh, damn it, Chris. You sold yourself short, especially when this movie makes money. It's gonna be the top streamer on Amazon because nothing goes to the theater anymore. This should be top streamer on Amazon on
It's so
HBO
true.
Max. It'll be on HBO Max.
Damn it.
I'm like, damn you. All right, let's wrap this up so we can get to Blade. Kim, anything else for this classic or the future?
No, I thoroughly enjoyed rewatching it. It was like the first time I watched it. So if we can continue with this and see some other, like I love Usual Suspects. Like
It's
Kevin
on the list.
Spacey was phenomenal in that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the whole thing. And I love when Jay-Z did the video. What was it? Was it 99? What video was it?
Oh.
City's mine. The city's
yeah,
mine.
but yeah.
But it was flawless. Everybody loved that.
I was
movie.
about to say, I was like, Jay-Z's in it. I was like, I know.
No.
He
He did a video. He did a video, but he did the whole.
It was a Reasonable Doubt album.
Yeah.
No, it was on in my lifetime.
Is this
Yeah,
similar
yeah,
to like
yeah.
what? Oh, it's similar to like what they wound up doing for Pulp Fiction and Reservoir
Yeah,
Dogs for Outkast or
Mhm.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it was still great. I thought it was phenomenal. So I enjoyed it. So yeah, let's keep doing this.
Stacey, please.
Yeah, more Brad Pitt for me. I guess we'll wait till the 2000s come around, like next year. Just leave it.
Well, I mean, time-wise, actually, probably will be that. Well, we do like
Exactly.
as we space it out. Hey, look, we got kind to do. We got things to do next week.
What are we doing next week?
We're doing.
Well, no, tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Damn.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
Tomorrow,
next week. It's daylight savings, guys. Don't forget 2
Is
a.m. Yeah, we fall
They
back.
didn't do that anymore.
Oh yeah.
What? What do you mean we don't do that
I could
anymore?
have sworn
Yeah, I thought that was canceled too.
and it was a law that said that they
Cancel.
No, that's still a thing. That's still a thing. That's still
Really?
What the hell y'all talking about?
Yeah.
This is
No,
not this.
seriously,
This
This
Yeah,
might be the
actually,
last time. This might
It
be
went
the
through
last.
Congress. I'm telling you, last year it went through Congress where they said we didn't have to do it anymore.
It's
I
all-
love how like the way that we look at time and the farmer stuff has to go through Congress, like as if like there's not any other
Well,
crazy
it's a
shit to look
federal
at.
thing.
It's a federal thing, but no, it's
Yeah.
still on the phone. Daylight saving time is still a thing. The
Okay.
iPhone says we doing it, so we doing it. Chris, anything?
Yeah, no, like we kind of already mentioned, this is classic. I mean, the '90s was infamous for the twists. Whatnot, if it wasn't this, then it was Sixth Sense, like you said, Usual Suspects at the end, where we're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? So '90s did it the best with the twists or whatnot. So great film overall, love it.
Jamani.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I think it was the beginning of movies, like we said before. It's nice to see where things started off at and have evolved to. Yeah, it was pretty solid. Other than Gwyneth Paltrow, just them trying to insert her for you to care at the end, like they just forced it.
Oh, because of the baby.
Yeah,
I
like
think that's probably why they did the
kept
baby.
forcing her on you so that you were invested in her. It didn't seem like it happened
Naturally.
naturally. It was
Right.
like
Right,
you have to care
right,
because the whole movie collapses if you don't care.
right. Exactly. That's why they had to have that diner scene.
Yes.
Yep.
Without the diner scene, we probably wouldn't give a shit. Like,
Who's in the box?
But that's genius writing, though, right? I mean, I guess we
it is.
admit-
Oh no, it was good writing. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was
Yeah.
excellent writing. It's just that I just thought it was like just weird. I mean, it's
Yeah.
inappropriate, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I find that out.
Only thing that was missing is them smoking a cigarette in the diner.
No,
Well,
what
no,
about a
that's,
joint?
that's '80s. That's early '80s. I guess is when that died out.
No. That's still nice. No, there's a lot of smoking going. Even this one, like so that there's a lot of smoking going in the movie. Like '90s was about that. It's like and that's how they now these days. That's how they date time you. Like oh, this is the '90s, so everybody got a cigarette and shit. And that kind of stuff. But I definitely you see more smoking now, and now we're more sensitive to it. I think because we really don't see it on camera.
Oh,
that
because
much.
people are dying of secondhand smoke, so they had to become sensitive of it. Like
Well,
me and you,
yeah.
like remember we talked about our parents, our moms used to smoke.
Oh yeah.
Like we should have lung cancer.
Yeah. My mom didn't give no kind of fucks. I mean,
Yeah,
she
my
was
mother didn't either. My
Yeah,
mother would
yeah.
blow the smoke in your damn face as she's talking, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah, my father was smoking all over the place. So yeah, that's a good point.
She smoked with me. It was a when she was pregnant with me.
Oh,
Oh
That
wow.
explains it.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you cleared that up. I was like, what?
right.
I thought
No,
you meant
I'm
like
sorry,
both
I'm
of y'all
sorry.
together. It's like here, son.
No,
Take a drink.
I'm sorry.
Okay, mommy.
My story. I think my story is still worse. But it's a lot. It's a lot of things. It's fine. Giovanni, anything else? I'm sorry.
No, that's those.
All right, guys, that's it. 7 is an awesome movie. 10 would be even better. As Chris pointed out, that was a great idea. And we will see you again today for Blades. Stacey, I will see your lovely self tomorrow as we discuss let the right one in. And Interview with the Vampire.
I love my man.
You're not doing that one. So you're not doing that. So yeah, we'll just see you for the let
Oh,
the
you're
right
not doing
one
let
in.
the right one in?
She's doing that one, but she won't.
Unfortunately, yes.
Thank you.
Not doing the vampire one.
Yeah, we're not doing Interview with the Vampire, the series, which should be over tonight.
Oh, we're not doing that.
No, it's not over tonight.
Episode 7 comes out. That's it. It's
Yeah,
on
but
7.
it's 8 episodes.
All right.
So next week is the last episode.
Wait, so we're not doing Interview with the Vampire?
No, we are.
We are. Stacy's not.
I'm
doing it.
not.
Okay.
So we're only gonna see her once tomorrow. So we got Vampire 1, then we got Vampire 2, and that's it. Because the Watcher will be next week. So we're doing 2 vampire things tomorrow. That's it.
Damn it.
Look,
We're
we're
forgetting about the Watcher until y'all bring it up. I'm like,
no.
shit.
I mean,
I'll be forgetting.
He really wants to talk about it, and I said I would. So we're gonna work through.
You
this.
know what?
It's
I will
supposed to
watch
be a
it.
comedy because it's weird. I mean,
Yeah, I know those people are so hilarious, not in a good way.
I was
I'm
like,
just
is
like,
it supposed to be funny? It's just it's kind
I
of
was like, y'all just nosy.
It's a dramedy. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't like that they did that.
This is weird. Like it's very cringe.
And the,
Yes.
Like
and the
there's
why,
too many
and the why
Karens,
and
too
the
many
drama is
Karens in
goofy.
one movie. There's way too many Karens
a
in one
lot.
film.
Male and female.
I just so we will watch it and we'll work through that and Gangs of London. We're gonna do Gangs of London next week. I put all this in Texas. Nobody reads them because I sent too many. We're gonna put Gangs of London next week. So lay all that out so people are ready and I'll do a couple movies. All right. I will see the remaining people for Blade once we pick up Stephanie. And good day.
Bye, Stacey.
Good
Later,
night.
Stacey.
Bye, Stacey.
Love you.
I'll be in the chat.